Hello everyone, and welcome back to another Hearthstone deck spotlight. My name is Tommy Wave, and today we'll be taking a look at Murloc Slayer's legendary Token Shaman. Big congratulations to Murloc Slayer for hitting legend with the Token Shaman. It's a deck that we've played before. We've actually played a very similar list to this that came, of course, from Murloc Slayer, with only one card difference. I believe they had 2 Thunderheads in there and 1 Microtech controller, and they've just swapped those numbers around. But clearly, that's the key to that was the key to success, because they've had such success with this. In fact, they mentioned a pretty high win rate, I think, from going towards Legend. Regardless, it is an interesting deck. It's very aggressive, does have a lot of potential where if your opponent stumbles, you can really capitalize on that. And a lot of fun cards in here. You know, we've got Stormbringer in here, which is always an exciting card to play. Bloodlust is another exciting card to play. And just a lot of really good choices of cards here. You know, I can really appreciate Corridor Creeper alongside Thrall Deathseer and Unstable Evolution. I can really appreciate the Microtech controllers and staying true with the Saronite Chain Gang and stuff like that. The only really suspect cards in here, I think, is more just the lack of 1-drops, that we've only really got the Fireflies, and you know, Voltaic Bursting on turn 1 is not so great. But we didn't really have many problems with that the last time that we played it. So hopefully we don't have any problems this time. So without further ado, if you are looking for more of a discussion about the deck, I definitely recommend going and checking out the other video we had on the Token Shaman. I'll probably put a link somewhere here. But without further ado, let's jump in, play some games. Alright, here we are with Murloc Slayer's Token Shaman. One of the fantastic things is they have included a little bit of a mulligan guide. If you are watching on YouTube, of course, I always include the link to the Hearthstone guide down in the description. You can always jump over there to check out some additional information. Do we keep this Corridor Creeper? I don't think we keep this Corridor Creeper. I think my mindset's a little bit warped from Odd Paladin, where if we were Odd Paladin, I'd snap off, keep the Corridor Creeper. It's one of our best mulligan win rate cards. Everybody working for the weekend, my dude. I feel that. I feel that. Firefly. It's snowboarding season there. Vox. No worries about melting. That's fair enough. Yeah, no, I don't think you're going to be snowboarding out in 40-degree heat, unfortunately. Happy to go with Primal Fin here. Especially with our opponent not having the 1-drop. Should be able to go uncontested for a hot minute. But we've got a pretty good setup for a Thrall Deathseer turn. The real question is if our opponent maybe decides to coin a Mass Hysteria or something like that. Maybe has a Duskbreaker. That's when we're really going to start to struggle. Which makes it tempting to go for the Menacing Nimbus next turn instead of the Microtech controller, as the Microtech controller has a bit more comeback potential, especially with Thrall Deathseer in our hand. Interesting.
The calm before the storm.
This Radiant Elemental is pretty scary, actually. Let's see what happens. It was 42 degrees Celsius a couple weeks ago. I like it hot, but no thanks. Big agree. Whereabouts are you where it was 42 degrees? Reasons. What's going on? Oh my gosh. All my favorites are in the chat right now. We're playing some of Murloc Slayer's Token Shaman. Apparently they hit legend with this. So, and the last time we played the deck, we did pretty well. Had some really exciting games too, so hopefully we can have some equally exciting games here. This Snow Fury Giant's looking a little bit sad. Here's the coin, okay, so we don't have to worry about coin Mass Hysteria. Oh, of course it is coin Mass Hysteria. Oh no. Well, I guess the question is, do they have the second Mass Hysteria? I think the second... Well, actually, even if they have the second Mass Hysteria, it won't kill anything. Oh, they can't cast it, rather. We're getting so far ahead of ourselves. I was traveling for the holidays. It was in the Namibian desert. Yeah, okay, that makes sense. Makes sense that it would be 42 degrees in the Namibian desert. Alright, let's high roll. Attack mode.
I am the frozen heart of the scourge.
Ooh! That is a good selection. That is a really good selection. I'd say this is a little bit of a high roll. Alright. Do we just go for like the unstable evolution here? Kinda wanna go for Flame Tongue. And then maybe just evolve something.
The elements are silent. I see your annihilation.
That doesn't have charge. Alright, see if our opponent can find their way out of this one. That was a pretty sick evolve. Okay, Spirit Lash. Got Holy Smite too. Alright. Opponent's doing a dig. Oh, the other Holy Smite. Unfortunately, this boy hits for 9. It's a big ol' high roll Earth Elemental. Oh, look. I'm not one for BMs, but... That turn 7 Electro Bloodlust. How did he do that? Oh, well, you see, I evolved my Kobold Illusionist into a summoning portal. GG's. Well, there you go. I think that's a really good example of how well this deck can kind of punish someone who maybe has a bit of a misstep, and that even though our opponent did have a mass hysteria, had a board clear very early on, we still had just enough gas to restock and make sure that our opponent has to have another set of removal as well. So definitely a positive to take from this deck. Let's go. Okay, here we are against a Paladin, so pretty tempted to keep this Lightning Storm. I'd usually be tempted to keep this Feral Spirit, but probably not with a Lightning Storm. So see if we can find some mid-rangey action. Corridor Creep is pretty good.
We have turned our curse into our strength.
Even Paladin, okay.
Reporting for duty.
Don't know how I feel about this deck versus Even Paladin. It does feel like that's a deck that may have just enough kind of removal and enough great board presence that could take us down. I think if our opponent has like a well-timed like Corpse Taker is just very hard for this deck to deal with, as we don't have any hexes or anything like that.
Reporting for duty.
Like to play with fire?
Pyro. Pyro's pretty good, hey? See what our opponent does with it. This has also just been quite a sad draw. We might have to rely on Unstable Evolution to kind of get us back into this match. I can't stop playing Wild. Great format. People are really enjoying it. What, have you changed decks at all, or are you still if we roll 4 on the Lightning Storm, See if our opponent wants to keep going face, or if they want to actually start trading on the board. If they feel like they can keep going face, we might be in with a shot of, you know, kind of hitting a lightning storm and turning the corner. Okay. Not too scared about the hydrologist. Still Jade, Shaman, and anything can happen. Yeah, I saw some anything lists. I really want to give him a shot.
Reporting for duty.
Opponent orders things correctly. Here's get down. No, auto defense matrix. Interesting.
The calm before the storm.
So what happens here? We are overloaded for next turn, so maybe we go for unstable evolution next turn. I doubt our opponent's going to leave our corridor creeper in play. Oh, they are. Huh.
Reporting for duty.
Okay.
The light bends.
Alright. Mana Tide Totem looks fine here. Chain Gang looks a bit better. How long can this go on? Yeah, I saw a bunch of the anything can happen Pally decks, and they all looked very good. Anything can happen was for sure one of my favorite decks in Standard, because it was back at a time when for some reason I just never pulled Paladin legendaries. Like I didn't have Tyrion, never had like Ragnar's Light Lord or anything like that. Only when, coincidentally, when Tarim and stuff started becoming a thing, did I start just having a lot of Paladin pieces. Lucky us.
Can strike twice.
What? Oh. Well, that's a bit of a shame concede. Yeah. We misordered that one, folks. Alright, well, I can already hear your keyboards click-clack-clacking away. Yes, recognize we goofed on that one. We're certainly not the best player in the world, as evidenced. But take this as a lesson for yourselves. Remember, don't coin after you Electra, unless you really need that mana. GG's. Alright, we are here with Meloxire's token Shaman. I guess we'll keep the Voltaic Burst in lieu of any other 1-drop. So we only really feel bad if we draw a 2-drop as well. But even then, like, we can't totem. This is kind of my problem with Voltaic Burst. Is that it is not a good 1-drop, but it's a fantastic play on, like, you know, turn 3 or 4. It synergizes so well with Flame Tongue Totem and Direwolf Alpha and stuff that you almost have to run it. But I don't like running it as a 1-drop. I think we'd like to see something like a Saronite Taskmaster, maybe like a oh, great draw. Yeah, Saronite Taskmaster, maybe like a not Acris Veteran. Probably Argent Squire. I like Argent Squire in a deck like this. Interesting, our opponent going for the Wrath here and not the Hero Power. Bit of a placing thing. We should have put that Firefly on the left side. Just for our future Flame Tongues. We all goof sometimes. Thank you. Thank you, Daedric. Alright, well, I'm just going to keep building this board out, and, hopefully we can get a, Unstable Evolution off next turn, maybe? Or just go for the Bloodlust. We have 2, 4, 5, 6, 7 plus 6 times 3, 25? 25 damage in play?
What if...
Draw armor or draw? Draw armor.
What to do?
I think I'm going to go for the Unstable Evolution this turn.
Free me! Free me!
I spin the strand.
Don't crack me up.
Great. Great. Alright. Alright, Sabertooth Stalkers. Let's see if we can do some damage, kiddies. Wow!
Let the pain speak to me.
Dude. Definitely looks like Mechathune. 8, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, plus 18. I think we have lethal. We all goof sometimes, but I'm 15 and 3 with Jade Shaman. Excellent follow up to that reasons. That's pretty good though. Is it like a Death Rattle Jade Shaman, or is it pretty straight? Is it more aggressive? Send me a list.
Time grows short.
Does Moonfire save them? So 8, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, plus 5 times 3 is 15, which is exactsies. I think, let's just recount that. 16, 17, 18, 19, 20 plus 15 is 35, and they're on 35. Just get him with those big stealth cats. Wow! Get that gold too. GG's. Wow. So those are some pretty quick games. We'll take a look at the deck. Obviously, barring one game where we severely goofed, I'm pretty sure we were going to lose that game as well. Our opponent was in a very demanding position. I think this is a perfect example of a deck that really, like we were saying before, capitalizes on our opponent having a poor draw, capitalizes on our opponent maybe playing a deck that you know, is merely just trying to buy time for a little bit before it does a thing. So, you know, not hard control decks. I'm talking more decks like a Mechathune Priest or something like that, that's relying on, you know, just some Mass Hysterias, or just 2 Psychic Screams and 2 Spirit Lashes, or even less than that, which is quite common. I think that it really preys on those types of decks. I would like to see how it performs against a deck like Zoo Warlock, how it performs against Odd Paladin. I think those could be some more interesting matchups. And I think there's a lot of cards, a lot of customizability here, you know, especially like a lot of the matchups that we played. I don't think Lightning Storm was going to be a game-breaking card. I think maybe we could consider cutting one Lightning Storm and trying to get maybe a Silence in the deck, maybe like a Spellbreaker, maybe a Hex, if you're facing a lot of decks with really high-value targets for Silences or for Polymorphs. Obviously, I think Murloc Slayer's deck, as it is fantastic. And probably double Lightning Storm was perfect for what they were experiencing on the ladder. But always remember with any of these decks that you can chop and change and customize them to what you are facing. Unfortunately, we didn't get to Stormbringer this game, this series, but we did get some pretty sick thralls, so that was good. Regardless, hope you enjoyed this. If you are watching on YouTube, of course, all the links are down in the description, including a link over to the Hearthstone deck article. Please jump over there, give Murloc Slayer a +1, leave a lovely thoughtful comment like I know you will. All of my links are down in the description as well, including link over to Twitter. That's the best place to catch me, and that's the best place to send me any sweet decks that you want me to play. Until next time though, please stay safe, stay wavy, enjoy yourself, and evolve to be the best person that you can possibly be. Bye! I hope you enjoyed that video. Check out other ones over here, or come subscribe to the Wave Pool for more excellent times.